Welcome, family. Yeah, you here. Welcome, family, to episode 25 of the Big Money No Problem Talk podcast show, man. We get straight into the point. I'm Chuck, a.k.a. Big Will, with my brother from another AG, a.k.a. Mr. Ileana Jones. We want
What's
to
up,
let
Mr.
y'all
Family?
know already. We want to let y'all know, man, that the Big Money No Problem Talk podcast show is sponsored by Mill Hub Media, Profound Entertainment, where they have a selection of new artists and gamers. Also, remember to check us out over those internet airways. You'll be able to check us out on the One United radio station, which you'll be able to stream at oneunitedradio.com, or you can download the One United Radio app. It's a black-owned station, people. You will also be able to check us out every other Saturday from 5 to 6 on the number one base internet radio station out of Houston, Texas, which is 92 KELZ Radio, which can be streamed live at 92KELZ.com, or you can download the 92 KELZ app to tune in. That's another black-owned radio station, how we move. So continue to support the Big Money No Problems ENT family and be on the lookout for more moves to be made to further this platform and to continue to give our listeners what they want to hear. So stay tuned in. So as I always like to say, man, welcome again and again and again and again, 25 times over to the Big Money No Problem Talk podcast, straight into the point conversation. AG, man, go ahead and introduce our family tonight.
What's up, family? We appreciate y'all chiming in. Tonight we got a special guest, a special guest. We got the man, the myth, the legend, you know what I mean? Worldwide Nate, another TSU alumni. Shout out to the Tigers, Big Blue, my homeboys from the Wine Clique. You know, hey, this man here has been in 60 countries and 6 continents. That makes me dizzy. You know what I'm saying? All over the world. His Worldwide Nate. So everybody, you know what I mean, welcome. We want to welcome and thank Worldwide Nate for joining the Big Money No Problems Talk podcast show.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up? It's good to be here.
What's happening?
Man, just chilling. Trying to get this big money and no problems.
Hey, you already know.
That is the goal. That's the goal.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Yeah. Forget what Diddy was talking about in Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
No money, no problem. Nah, we want big money, no problems. You know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna do that.
Already. So as I always like to say, man, family, do what you do to vibe out with us during this episode, man. Let's get straight to the point. So as we like to always do, Worldwide Nate, we like to kind of get your thought process just on the social issues and how now our culture is kind of being pushed to the forefront with everything that's been going on. What's your thought process on that?
Oh man, it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time because, you know, on different levels, certain people have gotten their they could put content out, like the big name players like the Jay-Z's of the world, Beyonce's, etc. But these are like our extraordinary humans of the culture, you know, and they had to, be, exemplary to be able to do what they want to do. But now us people that are, exemplary in our own little circles, we finally are getting, we're getting acknowledged more. So it's very interesting to see like how I circle back to certain brands, and then it's like, oh, I don't know how I missed that email. And it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, you don't know.
Right.
I know. But since we're here, let's keep it moving.
Exactly.
So that's been interesting. My personal experience, and then it's also great people be able to express themselves without having to feel like they're walking on eggshells. And I've been able to have conversations and say, being black, a black male, and talk about, just be really candid about my experiences in the as a social media influencer, and even also as a black man in America, and I applaud certain companies that I work with where, I was telling them about how, like, as a picture myself to different brands or these social media agencies, I felt like I was at the mercy of some random white person to co-sign if I was dope. It's like, and I'm telling you I'm dope. I know I'm dope, and I've done the research and stuff. And then, but this company, they were like, they took my feedback and they adjusted their policy on how they work with influencers and stuff. Well, so there are these allies who are proactive allies. You got your allies that just want to put up a black square, or
right.
obligatory send out that email. And I've had people do that, oh, we would love to repost you. And it's like, yo, that's cool, but let's creatively collaborate so we can avoid tokenism. And so
Exactly.
I had those conversations with brands, and they've been receptive too. So I, applaud those different brands that I've worked with. You just have to be, you got to be like sick and tired and just be like, look, this is what it is. And so unfortunately, George Floyd had to, be executed for the world to see for it to happen. But, it's always going to be these like tragic events that are like catalysts for people to wake up and not be sheep anymore.
Yeah. I'm just, I just hope that, it's not, because, a lot of times these things can be trending, I hope it's just not a trending thing, throughout this COVID-19 pandemic that, we have going on. Because frankly, a lot of people are stuck and a lot of people are bored, so things are hitting a lot different than they normally would, so I just hope the momentum continues where we can continue doing this after, COVID-19 surpasses and we kind of go back to our standard way of living.
Well, I think it'll keep going because what happened is that, a lot of these companies or brands or just people's minds, just the minds have opened the door. And it's like we came in and made ourselves comfortable. So it's like we're not going anywhere. Exactly. And so and that's what the the power, I would say more like the conservative thinking. They don't want, they want to, keep it segmented and keep the divide. But then when you have people that are like, they open their mind and like, oh my gosh, they see what's happening. Then it's that inclusivity and just diversity that keeps that divide and conquer strategy from being executed. So, it's important for all of us to look for these allies, and let our voices be known and keep, doing what we've been doing and take advantage of this time and this opportunity, this visibility, the internet, and all these different platforms that get our message across. Because I had a couple weeks ago, I took my mom to Tahiti, Moorea, and Bora Bora for her 74th birthday.
I seen them the pictures on the book, man. Hey, happy birthday, moms,
Yeah. So, but the waitress, we was in Moorea, and she was like, George Floyd, say his name. And I was like, whoa, like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I was like, oh, okay. Because this is my first time being out the country. So like, I've talked to my friends and stuff who are woke that are outside, around the world, but to be a complete stranger in Tahiti and Moorea, that was, if for her to, her to say that, and bring up the subject matter, it was like, oh wow, like when
it hit a little different.
Said the world gonna know my dad's name, it's like, hey, that's facts. I experienced it firsthand.
Wow. That had to be kind of. I probably would have felt a certain way about that too, man. Just to be across the world, and somebody supporting that movement in that fashion, you know what I'm saying? So right. Yeah, I can only imagine how that felt when you heard that.
Yeah, it was. Me and my mother was shocked,
to say the least.
Yeah,
it's just sad that it took something like that for that to finally come to the forefront. Because, like you said, as a culture, the influence of what we have in terms of social media and everything like that, we have a big influence on it. But like you said, there's always that needed cosign aspect of it to kind of push it over the top. And it's like now, all of a sudden, you're seeing that we never really needed the cosign. We just needed the opportunity. That's all we needed.
Yeah.
Because we just wanted to show you that we are capable of doing these things and being successful, helping you build your business and your brand and everything like that. It's just now just give us the opportunity. It's just sad that it took something like that for that to happen, for us to get these opportunities today.
I mean, like, it's sad. There's no great success or great achievement without sacrifice. It's just a point to where, how many times have we had to sacrifice, or have we been sacrificed in order to get to this point? You know what I'm saying? And then too, everybody, COVID-19 is a horrible thing, but at the same point in time, we also have to look at the silver linings with COVID-19 because it forced, that's what I was kind of, alluding to earlier. It forced us to sit down and be still and be bored to where we can not be distracted with our daily lives. Our daily lives are, you know what I mean, are all the way different now. You know what I mean? So we not distracted by our daily life and our, you know what I mean, day-to-day duties that, you know what I mean, keep, we'll say, the others oblivious to what's actually going on in the world. You know what I mean? Because it's hard for you to keep track of what's going on when you just operating in your box. You know what I mean? You forced to sit at home, and now with the media, social media, you know what I mean, look at take a peer into everybody else's world at this point. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a silver lining.
Yeah, definitely.
So just to kind of get into your movement as a whole, like I read up, you know what I'm saying, on how you got started with your teacher kind of when you was in college, your professor kind of giving you that idea to just start pushing out there. So when you decided to start making your mark into visiting all these different countries and everything like that, what kind of put you, what guided you in the direction?
Well, yeah, so my professor, Dr. Galen Hall, it was at TSU, took this international economics class. He gave me his autobiography called Crossing Cultures. And he wrote in it, he was like, I challenge you to see more countries than me and be an entrepreneur. And so when he did that, it was like like some super growth on the seeds that my family had planted. So my mom, she had been traveling halfway around the world, going on missionary trips to the church. Had an uncle that played ball overseas. Then while at TSU, I had two cousins that were playing ball all over the world. And then I have a cousin that who's always lived out of the country, working in the hospitality sector. So he also lives in Macau, China now. Then I had another cousin who would go to like Greece and go like stay with her friends and stuff for the summer. So I always put that in the box. That's what adults do. And then, being at TSU, I was having a ball. So I wasn't even thinking about like leaving outside Nashville.
Right. Shout out to all the TSU family out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, the world? Like, what? Yeah. Like 3,500. John ain't married.
Right.
Right. All I need right here.
Right. Hey, give me a good Greek week. You know what I mean? And
some knockout wings. I'm good. But yeah, when he said that, I was like, oh, I'm an adult. I'm about to go, take you up on this challenge and go see the world. So then I just started traveling the world, and my mind just got opened up because I was just able to tap into like so many cultures and different people, and it was like an infinite possibility because I guess I want to say I have a short attention span, but I have a thirst for something new. And going around the world, I was like, oh, I'll never get tired of this. And I just enjoy like every aspect, every trip. Even when I go back to a place, I just love like something when somebody says do what you love. It's like, this is what I love to do, is travel the world. Because I just like, from the airport to being lost in translation and not understanding people to, maybe getting physically lost and discovering where I am. And like, I enjoy the whole process because my goal in life is always to change the narrative of how Black men are viewed and create another positive image for Black youth to aspire to. So when I'm there, I'm changing the narrative and viewpoint of how the media portrays me, you, our brothers, sons, nephews, cousins, etc. That are Black men. And then I'm also like showing the shorties like, hey, look, this is something you can do. You got the whole world as an option. It's bigger than your block, your side of town, your city, state, your country. Go be the world, impact the world. So that's
and it's wild. It's wild that you say that, man. Because I've lived in several different cities and whatnot, and every city I go to is weird, man. You know how limited we are. You know what I mean? Because you live on the east side. You know what I mean? You very rarely even venture out to the west side or the south side or the north side. You know what I mean? So many of us are just confined to our, you know what I mean, our safe zone. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what kind of got me, because I was in the military. So my first stint of true traveling was when I went in, and then I went to my first duty station in California. And that was my first time in California, leaving from DC. And so when I got there, from there, I went to Hawaii, and then I lived up in New York, and then I've been deployed and been overseas, been to Germany, been to all these different places. And I used to tell people, I used to be nervous when I would go outside the country. And then I'd be like, and then after a while, I think the first time when I did contracting and I was in Kuwait living for a little while, and that was my first time where I was like, okay, this is it. It's me by myself out here now. And I think after about a couple of months, I kind of got used to it. And then now at this point, like with me, like we was talking about earlier, I'm out here in Qatar right now for work. I'm comfortable now because I kind of understand how to move, and it's not as bad as people make it all out to see. Because everywhere you go, everybody is just living how we live it in the United States. It's just another country.
Yeah, pretty much. I always say that the universal thing is people want to be loved and take care of their family.
Yeah.
Right. So how did you pick your itinerary? Like, you know, how do you choose your itinerary as far as to where your travels are going to take you?
Well, my first country was Spain, so I went there because a high school friend was in college and doing a graduate study abroad program, and then one of my cousins, he was playing ball in San Sebastian. So that was like the first place I went. And then when I got overseas, like it's not hard for me to make friends. So I just met people and they were like, "Oh, you should come here, and you know where I'm from, and come visit." And I'm like, "Where?" I'm like, "I'm coming." And then I just go and just stay with people, and I'll go stay in hostels, and or it would just be like, you know, it would be you know, if it was a place that I saw in a movie or a music video or something, I was like, okay, I want to go and check it out. And then I would just go, and I just figured out that, you know, I was staying in a lot of hostels, and I'm going to meet people my age that are trying to save money and travel the world and see places. And then that's when I just really like love the international spirit of travelers, where, you know, people would invite me to come to their country or just even tell me about an experience they had. And it would just make me like wonder and dream about that place and go research it. And then I would want to go.
That's dope. That's dope.
Like, kind of talk about your I read as well, like you was the first sponsored U.S. tours to visit Cuba. How was that experience?
Oh man, Cuba was dope. I mean, I had been on my list for a while, and I always heard about, you know, like the back way to go. But as soon as you know, good old 44, Barack Obama gave those clearances, I was like, out of here. I'm about to go check it out. And it worked out because I went on my birthday. I was there and spent my birthday there. So my boy DJ Froggy, he went to TSU. He came with me, and we had a great time. So it was just cool. You know what was the eye-opening part is that, you know, when you think of Cuba, you think of like light skin or white, you know, Cubans.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of the people there, like Acapulco, they more majority black. And then you do the history, and then they had like the most slaves that you know, came to Cuba, and the island is huge, so it makes sense. So it's like majority of the Cubans are, you know, are brown skin, like, you know, black Cubans.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I got an uncle over in Cuba right now, like as we speak. He couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait to get over there.
Could not wait. That's his. He loves Cuba. Like he goes over there frequently. He's over there right now.
Yeah, so it's cool to see the you know, like the timestamp, like how like the buildings, the architecture, everything is old, and you know the cars are still there, and it, you know, it's pluses and minuses. So it is unfortunate,
Yeah,
you know, circumstances that people have to live in, but just the spirit of people, they make the best out of what they have. So it's like us in America, we're like, oh, you don't have like these American amenities, but for them, you know, that's their home, and they're happy. And you know, there's going to be some dissenters that have like disagreements with the communist government and the way, but some people that's what they know, and they're proud to be Cuban, and they love to share their country with visitors. So, you know, when you go as a visitor, you're going to get that love and have a great time. And it's going to be different if you like, you know, if you decide to settle down there and you got to go through the day-to-day life. So every place is always going to have a great experience. But the more you go and the more you kind of like step away from the tourist sector and dive more into the local life, which I have experiences with going to Brazil, then you see the cracks in the armor from when you first go as a tourist, and everything is just paradise. And, you know, and then you're like, oh man, it's way better than America, but you know, no place is perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
That's man, I mean, y'all done did the international. I literally just got my passport maybe about a month ago. Chuck know it's been a struggle with me trying to get the passport. You know what I'm saying? But So I'm actually going to the Dominican for my birthday next month. You know what I mean? It's the guy's trip, but I want to get your opinion. Like, I'm trying to follow in your footsteps. I want to get out and see everything, man. You know what I mean? So, like, what are a couple of your favorites that you would recommend that, me being new to international traveling, that I should try first?
Is destinations or things to do in the country?
No, let's start off with destinations. I'm a cry before I walk.
Well, I never tell people they should go to a particular place. All that I recommend, I always say go to a place that's always like that you fantasized about or that you truly desire to go to, because once you go, you're gonna be so excited that you saved up or took time to go to that destination because you always been dreaming about going there.
Okay.
Because once you go, you're gonna get the bug. So it's just you just never know how life is. So if you had an opportunity to travel and you saved up your money, you should go to the places that's on the top of your list first, and then start to discover other places after that for your second, third, fourth, and so forth.
Gotcha.
And how important was it, or how long did it take you before you started to get more comfortable with, like, just like you said, becoming more of that local feel instead of that tourist feel?
Oh, that's off top. That's just my spirit, man. I'm never scared to go anywhere, and I'm always gonna I always want to know what the locals are doing. I want to meet the people that are from there, and then I'll go to somebody invites me to their home or go eat with their grandmama cooking or their mom house. I'm going. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go.
Right.
So that's always been my point of direction. It's like I'll go check off the tourist things just to say I've seen it and done it, but I want to know what the people are doing. So it's like, I'm from Chicago, so it's like, okay, if somebody, you go downtown, you're gonna have a great time, but it's like I want to know what's going on the South Side, and I want to go to the hood and see what's happening.
Shout out to the South Side. That's where I'm at right now, South Side Chicago.
Yeah. So it's like I want to go to the hundreds, you know what I'm saying, the low end, see what's going on.
All right.
So that's how I look at it. Like, when I'm in Brazil, like I've been to the favelas a few times and got friends that's from there, and so I mean, I want to go from I want to see the whole spectrum. I do the 5-star, but I also want to go to the bottom, so to speak, or just where the regular people, the everyday working class people are, because they really are gonna have the most fun because they making something out of nothing.
That's what I said, man. Like, places like Jamaica and stuff like that. I want to go to the resort, and kind of stand by the clear blue swim pools, and but I want to hit, I want to see the real Jamaica. I want to kind of tour through that. Of course, with somebody that knows the environment, but I'm saying, I know they hard on tourists in some of them countries, but that's what I want to see. I want to see how people really live. You know what I mean? It's one thing, relax at the resort, but I want to witness, the true essence of that country.
I get it. Yeah, 100, 1,000.
Because I said, and kind of to allude what you're saying, AG, when you go to different countries, I know when I was in Hawaii, and then, like I said, I've been in Kuwait, and I'm in Qatar, and I've been Germany and places like that. So when you look at a lot of the times, to be honest with you, when you go into places, it's pretty much like in the States when you go to hoods. If you got a good guide or a good individual who know what they're doing, most people respect you. You respect it. If you respect their culture and everything, they're gonna respect you. And that's one thing I learned about being in Hawaii when I was stationed out there. A lot of people Honolulu and everything like that, but that's just the tourist part. You go into North Shore and everything up there with all the locals and everything. Those are the best parts of Hawaii, like going around the mountains and seeing all those things. So I agree with you 100%. I'm the same way. I'm not afraid to go anywhere. I want to go where it's popping, because that's where everything. That's where you're gonna get the more authentic of that situation than you would if you was going to just a tourist market.
That's what I was about to say, Chuck. I want to see the authenticity. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to a different city in the States. You know what I mean? Yeah, you go to the primary clubs and the main events, but you don't get the essence of that city unless you go to maybe like some of the little smaller hole in the wall places where, it's just you feel the soul of, where you at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out of everywhere you've been, what is the one where you was like, you know what? I'm coming back here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
Well, South Africa is my favorite country, and Rio is my favorite city.
Gotcha.
I've been to South Africa like multiple times. Yeah, I've been to South Africa quite a bit and been around the country. That's why I say it's my favorite country, because I've seen most of it. So I've been to Cape Town, Johannesburg, Kruger Park, Durban, and the Western Cape. And so every time I go, I expand my experiences. Next time I go to the Eastern Cape and still go to Durban, and then Johannesburg, Cape Town. I'll do that whole tour again. But Rio is my favorite city. I've been to Rio like 11 times. So it's like I got so many like friends down there. It's just like my family. And when I go, I could just go and just chill out and do the same thing I'll be doing here in LA or Chicago, but I'm just in Rio and I'm just like living life, and I don't have to do like the super like touristy things, or I expand and go to different parts of the areas where the North Zone or the West Zone, and just more expansion outside of the city. And I just love like being in Rio, because it's like it's dangerous. So you wearing a t-shirt, jeans, or t-shirt, shorts, and flip flops. Not nobody's dressed up, stunting, looking fly. And in the Rio style, they're gonna be styling and profiling. But like if I did that, I would look like an American.
Right.
Just having on just plain clothes. I look like I'm Brazilian, because essentially they both went left, our boat went right. So
exactly.
there's really like some long lost cousins down there. But it's just a place where I could just just blend right in, and but I love Rio. I love Brazil.
So how important though? You've been to Africa, so how important do you feel this for? Like, because I've never been and I really want to go there. Like for our culture, like just to get that sense of just being back home, so to speak.
Yeah, it's definitely necessary. That's why I filmed my show, Worldwide Nate African Adventures, because I wanted to demystify travel to Africa and celebrate the adventure, the food, and the cuisine that is literally everywhere. Because all we get about the news we get about Africa, information that we receive about Africa is war, poverty,
wars. Exactly.
And there's more than that. I was listening to a TED talk, and at the time the guy said it's 54 countries, but at the time there's only 4 countries in conflict. But they would make it seem like the whole entire continent is going through famine and war and blood diamonds and disease and Ebola.
Again, family. Hey, I say it once, I say it twice, I say it 10 times over, man. Be careful what you take from the media. You know what I mean? Be careful what you take from the media. You know what I'm saying? Because as my man Nate just said, it creates a whole different depiction of things that are actually going on. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then once you go, you create these relationships. So when I'm curious about what's going on with COVID, and then I have friends there, and they had lockdowns and stuff, but Africa wasn't ravaged by COVID. And they and they trying to figure it out. And even like I was talking to my friend who runs this Africa Travel Association, and they haven't pinpointed, but there's some theories is that they take so many other vaccines that their body already had this stronger immune system, and then the temperature, because it's always warm there. That could be another factor. And with the trace and tracking, most of the cases have come from like Europeans and Asians that have come into Africa. So it wasn't even like, it wasn't like any super spreaders being the Africans. It was the, people from other parts of the world that brought the COVID cases there. And so, you haven't heard any of those theories or those news that make you think like, oh my gosh, we got to be.
Haven't heard nothing about Africa since March, bro. I mean, like nothing really.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So Africa is being very cautious with keeping things locked down, so they don't, get that. They know how the news will try to spin Africa, so they're being extremely cautious in who they let in the country at this point. And so, so that's why, Africa is continuously locked down. But the point I was making is that by going to the continent, you can have these relationships with people where you could tap in and see what's going on. Or even currently, unfortunately, with Nigeria, with SARS. Our classmate, his name is Lon Ray. He's from Chicago, but he's Nigerian. He's been living over there at least for like 10 years. I could call him and he could like explain to me what's going on. So I mean, I could do my reading, but he can give me like that insight from the local perspective of what is happening. So that's why it's important to travel to these places, because you know, we make the world smaller because we have those relationships and we can get the right information.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I was just, you know, talking to, you know, I'm on this group chat with my guys, and one of my boys, he was like, "Oh man, you gotta be careful." He's like, "France is instituting a COVID curfew," and then like earlier that day, I also happened to be talking to a friend in France, and then I was watching the IG story, and they just out kicking it. So I hit them up, and I was like, "Is there a COVID curfew?" And then they were like, "Well, it's only like 5 cities, you know, but like south of France is like nothing, you know, that's not happening." I was like, "Oh, okay." So it's like it's not the full story.
Yeah, exactly.
You say France is having a COVID curfew, you're thinking like, "Oh my gosh, like what's going on?" You know, in France, but it's just these 5 cities, which is probably like densely populated, and you know they want to like reduce the spread because they probably had a spike in cases. But the other part of the other parts of the country, you know, is copacetic. But I had those relationships with those friends and that network where I can find out what's going on if I hear a salacious headline from Facebook or the TV or even a friend, and it's kind of like, let me see.
And man, you know what? The irony of that is, I was literally having this conversation earlier, you know, with my old man. You know what I mean? We were talking about the Dominican. They got a curfew over there. I think during the week it's at 9 from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Weekends at 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. And I was like, man, I wonder if it's like it is here. You know what I mean? Like they established the curfews here in Chicago, but yeah, they established it, but nobody really, you know what I mean?
Right.
About, you know what I mean? It's still kind of moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, maybe it might be somewhat similar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. And then, I mean, if you do run into a cop, you know, you just got to bribe him, you know, pay him some money.
Yeah, that's how it is on
$10, and our money, which would be like equivalent to maybe $50 to them. But
and that was literally the response I got when I asked that question. You know, $10 go a long way over there. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people, you come to Kuwait, 50 KD, 50 Kuwaiti dinar will get you out of any situation with any cops or anything like that out here.
Yeah, now, what's that in translation to US dollars though?
A lot.
It's like it's like $150. It's like
wow.
their money. Yeah, their money is a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's 3 times more than ours out there. Okay. It's a lot of money out there. That's why I was saying, like, when people talk about, I like when you talked about Nate, when they were talking about, when people talk about Africa, people don't understand it's a lot of money in that country. People will sell you that there's nothing going on out there, but the reality is it's a lot of money. It's a lot of Europeans who are moving out there.
Yeah, we wouldn't have this without Africa.
Exactly.
The metal that they get from Congo, this is what the cell phones is made out of.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, like, from my understanding, you know what I mean? Okay, yeah, we got mansions and whatnot here, but I've seen some pictures and, you know what I mean, that of like beautiful, glorious, luxurious homes in Africa. You know what I'm saying?
$600 a month. Some of them. Some people are living in pain. Like it's a totally different vibe over there than what it is over here. And like I tell people, I tell a lot of kids, like my son has been fortunate. My kids have been fortunate to be able to travel out the country as well. But I tell people, man, once you get out there and kind of see what's going on, it'll kind of change your whole perspective. Because I almost look at America like it's the freest, and I get it, but I don't look at it as the best in terms of, yeah, you get what I'm saying? Because when you visit other countries and you kind of see how people move, you like, okay, America is America. Yeah, I'm used to it. I'm here. But when I go somewhere else, I'm like, I kind of like it. I wouldn't mind living here where my money can stretch a little bit longer.
Yeah, we not top 10 in a lot of categories. We're not top 10
exactly.
in healthcare, education, public transportation. Right. You know, it's like things that are vital for living. We are not in the top 10. And then it's like, be like, oh, it's the best country. I'm like, yeah, statistically, we're not.
We'll say we're the best country. I don't even want to say that. I was going to say innovatively, but
the best though.
Entertainment, yeah.
Entertainment.
Speaking of entertainment, now I've seen, like, I mean, you post like different pictures that I want to say, I guess maybe award shows or galas or whatnot with different stars, and you know what I mean. I'm sitting there like, man, this brother really over here. He over here rubbing elbows with the elite. How was that for you though?
Oh man, it's just I'm just being around my peers, man. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's a great time, man. It's great to be around be in those rooms because it makes a difference, and it's good to I'm in the entertainment industry, so it's good to be able to I'm still low on the totem pole, but it's very aspirational to be able to tap in with these people, and then a few of them like I know them, so it's like it's pretty wild. It is pretty wild to like
I can only imagine.
You like seen on TV like growing up or marveled at their performance. I mean, even like I had met Michael Keaton, and I'm like, yo, you Batman. This dude only like 5'6", like in real life, 5'6", 5'7".
Hey, but you grew up looking at him like he's 7 foot tall, like
I'm like, dang,
I'm Batman.
I'm like, yo, Batman, but he's like 5'6", 5'7", maybe 5'8", maybe. And I was like, so crazy. So yeah, it was like meeting people like that is just like wild, and then it's like you having conversation, and these just regular people. It's just that's what their job is, and then people know who they are for their job, and at the end of the day, they do the same thing we do. We eat food, we sleep, we gotta go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey man, I think my favorite picture I seen, man, is when you agreed to come on the show. I go back through the archives. I seen some stuff, but the one was were y'all eating Big Mac? Y'all was eating burgers or something, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so they in tuxedos eating. I mean, everybody walking around eating burgers. You know what I'm saying? I think Michael Jordan B was there, and Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. I said that's dope.
Yeah, that was a trip because I was like in the back, and it's like I saw the photo, and I looked back and I thought back, I was like, oh snap, because I remember the cameras flashing, but at that moment I was like, dang, that burger looked good, and then they just walked around him, and I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it was Peter and Michael B. Jordan. I'm a professional eater, so I was just being like greedy, like I want one of those burgers. I had got mine, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm winning now, and I was just like, this is pretty cool. In and out.
Like, man, it took me to a whole different level. I'm like, man, this is like the upper echelon. They just walking around, you know what I mean? Like I would be walking around the crib eating you know what I'm saying? A fast food sandwich. I'm like, man, hey, that had to be a cool experience.
No, it was definitely dope. It was dope, man. It's very inspiring. Like I said, it's great to like meet those people, and it's motivating for me to even work harder because like I am in the TV space right now, but there are films that I want to produce and I just want to continually grow in the entertainment space, and so it's great to be in that proximity to realize like that I'm closer than I think, and I just have to keep working at my craft every day and just keep going hard in the paint every day for where I want to be because they did the same thing. They worked on their craft, and a lot of them were blessed with exceptional talent and opportunity, plus preparation. They were there, and then it's like I just have to do the same thing. So it's just using them as an example, not being envious or jealous, but just being like, oh, let me keep working and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process along the way. And then that's those are the takeaways from from going to those nice shindigs.
I bet. I bet. All right, so let me ask you this, bro. I was saying, tell us about some of these adventures, man. We done seen you walking down, scaling down the side of a building. I think maybe jumping off a cliff, and I'm assuming it was Africa. You was fully wardrobe. You know what I mean? Throwing a spear. You know what I'm saying? Tell us about some of these adventures.
Yeah, that's what my life is about. I'm an adventurous. I'm a adventure enthusiast, and I like to do things that are slightly dangerous and crazy and adrenaline. I'm a thrill seeker. So like when I was walking down the side of the building, I was in Montreal. It's called the Decolade. So I'm like walking face down the building connected to a rope. And then, you know, I ice climb, rock climb. So I went ice climbing in Africa, in Montana, rock climbing in a few places. And then what else happened? So with throwing the spear, that was with the Maasai in Kenya.
Okay.
So I was so that was during a TV show. What I did is I participated in the Maasai Olympics. And so with the Maasai and their culture, traditionally they have a rites of passage, and their rites of passage is to go out and kill a lion, like at the age of 15.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years of doing this, they were decimating the lion population. So they so some of the tribes, not all throughout Kenya, but some of the conservancies, they started the Maasai Olympics. And what they incorporate their traditions into the Olympic style games, and then the winners, they'll win a cow or, you know, some money for a scholarship for school and stuff. Because also what happens is that if a lion kills their goat, which is what they value, which is what they their currency is more so. This was just how their wealth is determined by how many cows they have. They'll go out and kill a lion in retaliation. And that was also a way that that was also a factor, contributing factor into the decline of the lion population. So, you know, I just wanted to highlight that culture, and then, you know, and then participate and see what my chops was against the Maasai and see how I could do. And I, you know, got. I wouldn't say I got whooped, but I did get beat in a lot of. My American mentality got diminished quick. I was like, I'm about to come in and kill these boys, but them boys was ready for me.
Like, hey, they was probably like, hold on. We gonna show the American what it really do.
Yeah, they did. It was like, like you'll come in a Hota. We gonna, no, it's not Hota. I forget the name, but yeah, you know, I went to the village and they showed me who's boss.
Hey, but that's dope, man. Hey, like, I think people there for the enjoyment. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of our success comes from doing what we, you know what I mean, what we are passionate about doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, that's what I always wanted to do is do something I love, and that's why I mentioned earlier. I loved, you know, when the blogging space came about, and I was like, I'm gonna be a travel blogger at the time, because I knew I wouldn't get tired of it, and I didn't want to. I know me sometimes, you know, I've done some things and it's been exciting for a little bit, and then that thrill has gone away, and you know, and then, you know, I'm here 16 years later. I'm still passionate about traveling the world.
Kind of just want to talk about, like, just to kind of put it into that realm of what you were just talking about in terms of, because I see that you kind of do a lot when it comes to the scholarship fund with the alma mater, just kind of getting these kids in that same space to be able to just travel themselves.
Well, yeah, so it's a lot of like on the nonprofit side or the philanthropy side. So I'm on the board of my sister's foundation, which is Laini Fluellen Charities. Mm-hmm. So in 2009, unfortunately, she passed away from triple negative breast cancer. And so,
sorry to hear that.
Thanks. So it's triple negative breast cancer, for short, TNBC. So what we do is we raise funds for triple negative breast cancer research. And TNBC is an aggressive tumor that disproportionately affects Black and Hispanic women compared to their white counterparts. And another statistic is that TNBC makes up 15% of the breast cancer cases, but represents 25% of breast cancer deaths. So what happens? It affects women at a young age. So for example, insurance covers mammograms when women turn 40, but my sister was diagnosed at age 35, and we didn't have a history of breast cancer in our family. So when she called, they gave her an appointment 3 months later. If she would have said she had a lump, they would have got her in immediately. But in those 3 months, it went from a lump to the size of a grapefruit. And then she was diagnosed at 35. She passed away at 39. And then I had another cousin named Beth. She passed away as well from triple negative breast cancer at a young age. And she probably was maybe like 41, 42. So with so every year we actually next Saturday we're having this Saturday in a couple days, we're having a pink tie affair. It'll be virtual. It's a virtual gala. It'll be our 10th annual gala. And so, so if your viewers want to support or buy a ticket, the website is lfcpinktie.givesmart.com. So we have a silent auction, and we're gonna have Summer Jackson is hosting it. I'm co-hosting it with her, and then we have a great band, and Dr. Ola, I forget her name. She's gonna talk about triple negative breast cancer. And then last Saturday we had I hosted a pink paddle out here in LA at Venice Beach, and in the surf community, when somebody passes, they have a paddle out, where people swim into the ocean on their surfboards and form a circle and throw flowers into the circle and splash water to the heavens for the people that passed on. So we had a pink paddle out for the breast cancer warriors. So so everything, a lot of things I want to do now in life, I want to give back and have an impact. And another organization that I'm a co-founder of is called Color the Water. And so we give free surf lessons to Black, Indigenous people of color. And, it's like an anti-racism movement to be able to offer Black people and people of color more access to the water, because surfing has always, it wasn't originally a white sport. It started in the Pacific island in the Pacific. But, it's been known, the face of it is white men. And
I was about to say, that taught me something new, because growing up, the only thing I knew as far as surfing was, hey, dude, blonde hair, blue eyes, and you know what I mean?
Oh, nah.
Let's go catch the waves.
Right. But now the chocolate tide is rising. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we out here in these waves. We coloring the water. We diversifying the lineup. So Color the Water. We on Instagram, color_the_water. So we give free lessons, so you got to just show up. We got the wetsuits, we got surfboards, and we do lessons Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We do 2 sessions, one in the morning from 10 to 12, and another one from 3 to 5. And then on Sundays, we do surf trips to different beach breaks and stuff, where we just go out and, surf together. So it's pretty lit. And then another organization that I'm on the U.S. advisory board for is Surfers Not Street Children, which is based in Durban, South Africa. And I have featured them in one of the episodes of my TV show. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to show people that, African surf, not even Black people, but just African surf. And the whole continent is surrounded by water. So why wouldn't they?
Exactly.
And then Surfers Not Street Children is special because they use surfing and mentorship to get kids off the street. And it's just it was just so dope, because I'm hanging out with them, just chilling, just being a fly on the wall. And they over there just talking, like us little kids growing up, but just talking stuff in their native tongue. So some are talking in Zulu, some are talking in Xhosa and Penda, and whatever language it is. But then they just passionate about going out to surf. And as you see these little, I've worked with the little kids and the teenagers, and they just got this stoke, and it's just this surfer vibe energy, but it's this African flavor, and it's just what is going on? Y'all are just the coolest kids ever. And it was just super lit. So it's cool to be in the so for me, starting my swimwear line, Kavada Swimwear, is very organic, because I live an aquatic lifestyle. So surfing, scuba diving, stand-up paddleboard, and swimming, all these things. And then, just naming the clothing line after my sister, which is a middle name, is Kavada. And so also 10% of each sales goes towards 10% of each sale goes towards Liney Fluellen Charities. Is donated to Liney Fluellen Charities. So it's just being able to just orchestrate all these things that I'm passionate about, just travel and then these activities, and then also tying in my sister's foundation to be able to honor her and to be able to help save lives is just what I'm passionate about. So it's another level of the travel, create this fertile ground, this platform to do a product, and then also support these kids in Africa, and then also support Black people and of all of just minorities, and being able to surf and have access to the water. And then also on the health aspect, as far as fighting triple negative breast cancer.
Mm.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like, I mean, the reason I refer to you as the man, the myth, the legend, man. Like, you know, especially you being from Chicago, you know what South Side, West Side Chicago is like, man. You know what I mean? People that, you know what I mean, we might see these things on TV, you know what I mean, but like to actually see one of us actually, you know what I mean, doing it and speaking the way that you speak about it, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean, I look at you as a martyr. You know what I'm saying? You are really taking us. You're opening the box. You know what I'm saying? You're showing people, okay, yeah, we can do that too, man. So I can, you know what I mean? I sure I speak for Chuck too, man. I commend you, and you know what I mean, and kudos to you on that one. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt, no doubt.
Great.
Man, yeah, you be having. I'm a whole grown ass man, and I'll be like, damn, I could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Each one, you know, just somebody got to do it, you know, and then you
Yeah,
got, okay, that's what we doing. Good. Okay,
yeah.
cool. That's
Straight
all I
up,
want
straight
to be,
up.
inspiration for everybody. So we could just look at it like, oh, okay, cool. I'm about to do that.
Hmm. Especially now, shoot. This is a lot of people think because of COVID, you know what I'm saying, people don't want to travel, but shoot, it's still out. You can still get out there.
Oh yeah.
Don't let what's going on stop you. Actually, get out there a lot cheaper now
That's what I'm
because of
about to
what's
say.
going
Actually, this might be the prime time for you to do it. You know what I mean? Hey, you say, hey, traveling is so expensive. You know what I mean? Hey, this is might be the time to capitalize on these low rates. You know what I mean?
There's
I know,
less people
but
in airports. There's less people on planes. You're getting cheaper rates. You know, you're getting more attention because even, you know, it's just a good time. You know, to travel. And a lot of places require you to have a COVID test before you travel. So with Tahiti, it was 72 hours. You had to produce a negative test before departure, and then 4 days into your trip, you had to take another test, a nasal and a swab. So I felt really comfortable with those protocols in place. Some countries that I saw where South America is open and Central America, they require a test 7 days prior to departure, which is great. They have the test, but I actually like the that 72-hour window. It makes so when I arrived, I'm like, okay, I know majority, you know, everybody on this plane
on.
doesn't have,
Pretty much good.
and
now
then
see what I'm
there,
having a problem with right
everybody-
now is the rapid. They so I know for the Dominican, you have to have one within 5 days, but you have to have the PCR test
yeah, that's why I had
versus
to
the
take
rapid test.
nasal.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, but they're saying, you know what I mean? Okay, it has to be within 5 days, but the PCR test takes like 2 to 4 days before, you know what I mean, the results come back. So it's kind of like you on pins and needles, like, am I gonna get the results
Nah,
back?
it
Well,
depends on where you go.
yeah, you got to do the research because like
Mhm.
there's the place I went to is right across the street from LAX, and they get it to you within 48 hours or less.
Oh, okay.
And it was only $100. And then my mom, she found a spot like where she is in the burbs in like Northwest Indiana, and she got one for free, and then she got it within the time frame. So
Oh,
they,
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
What part of Northwest Indiana? I'm because
She's in
I
Chicago.
lived in Gary and Maryville.
Yeah, she's in East Chicago, in EC.
Oh, okay, okay, right
Yeah.
here. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's what it was before I came out here to Qatar. It was you had to have one within 48 hours. And where I went, I took the test that morning and I had the results that afternoon.
Man,
So yeah, so it's all like who you talk to and everything like that. But like you said, with those protocols being in place, man, that's why I say I ain't afraid to travel. Shoot, and you know everybody on that plane with you went through those same protocols.
Yeah.
So you know,
International.
you know
you probably
exactly.
you might be a little more safe at traveling than you are
Oh,
staying in your in your own
trust,
domain.
trust. The
Yeah.
way 45 got America moving right now, yeah, it's best to be out instead of in right now.
Well, I mean, hey, 45 gonna tell you that too. You go out, go
I'll let you
mingle.
right back in. Exactly.
All right, so
Exactly.
Nate, you got any in the future, you know, any projects that you're working on?
Well, Kavada swimwear is the top of the priority right now. You know, we pushing the swimwear. We got the boys and the men's trunks. You know, that can be bought on kavataswim.com, KAVATA swim.com. That's also the Instagram. We're doing R&D for the women's line, so that we'll have a women's line come out in the spring. So just trying to get people in the water and looking fly and stylish in the swimwear, and then, you know, keep growing that brand. And as far as Worldwide Nate, just enjoying the show being broadcasted right now. It's available on the Africa channel on TV. You could also, you know, view it through Xfinity Stream, that app, or Spectrum on Demand, Amazon Prime.
Amazon.
Yeah, if you're flying on certain routes on Emirates Airlines is broadcasting it, and then South Africa Airways, and then it's playing all over Africa and the Middle East. Oh yeah, so it's Chuck, it's playing on Discovery Family,
Okay.
in the Middle East, and DSTV, it also in Africa as well, and then
Okay.
so it's like I've been getting people all over the continent hitting me up. And it's pretty cool because it premiered in 2018, but the network just closed a licensing deal, whereas it's broadcasting all over the continent, and it's just getting all these people from South Africa, Nigeria, Uganda, Rwanda, Ghana, like everywhere. People are just messaging me, telling me how much they love the show, and I feel honored because I wanted to make sure that I was able to tell a story that was relatable to Americans, but also keep it 100 for, you know, people on the continent, so they can feel like, oh, okay, he you know, he did us proud and represented our homeland and the proper way. So that was great to be able to know that mission was accomplished and people were receptive to the content. So, you know, me and my partner, we working on developing more TV show ideas, TV shows, and, you know, setting up some pitch meetings and stuff. So we, you know, just gonna keep on bringing some Worldwide Nate storytelling to the world.
Hey, well, let me tell you this, man. If you ever need your own personal news feed, man, you know, we would like to, you know, we wouldn't mind jumping out there and, you know what I mean, and reporting live for you. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's what's up. My entourage. I hear you.
Hey, you know it. Man, but Chuck, you got any questions for the brother?
Man, I just appreciate you being on the show, man, and giving us this opportunity to just talk to you. And you definitely put me on the game, man. So I got to get out in that water more. That's what I'm learning now. I got to get out in this water more. But I definitely appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite because, you know, I live in a bubble, just you know, being respectful of COVID. So I go surf, and that's when I see people. But other than that, I'm back in the lab working on things. So it's just good to connect and, you know, have these conversations. You know, just to have like that normalcy, peace of mind,
Most definitely.
Tap into being able to socialize and connect with people. So I appreciate you reaching out and you know, being able to talk with you guys.
Most definitely. Hey, we appreciate you, bro. So, you know, I mean, I know you shouted out, you know, I mean, ways that people can reach you and the different things you have going on. But let's you know, go ahead and run through that again, man, so the people can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, worldwide Nate, Nate, and then my swimwear brand, Kavata Swimwear, is at KAVATA Swim, and the website is kavataswim.com.
What about as far as Worldwide Nate and African Adventures?
So if you want to watch Worldwide Nate African Adventures, you know, check out your local cable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Channel. If you don't have the Africa channel, you can always, if you have Xfinity, or you can watch it on the app, Xfinity Stream, Spectrum on Demand, Amazon Prime, and then if you go into the Middle East, you know, put it on Emirates Airlines when you're in the air. And if you're in Africa watching, you know, check out DSTV or Discovery Family. If you're in Africa in the Middle East. And it's pretty exciting to say that, you know, if you're in Africa.
Yeah, I'm out here. That's what I said. I'm out here. Yeah, I'm out here right now. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know, this is my first interview being able to say that. I'm like, oh, snap. Like, yeah, don't worldwide.
Real deal. Hey, man, look, let me tell you something, bro. You know what I mean? If our family, they know, you know what I mean? What we trying to do here, man, we're just trying to be a platform, man. You know what I mean? And we'll say adhesive, you know what I mean? Networking all of us, you know what I mean, that are doing things, and, you know what I mean, creating a network of people that, you know what I mean, of Black people, of African Americans that are positively growing. You know what I'm saying? And that we can all, because we all kind of started from the same place. You see what I'm saying? And we all got to go. You know what I mean? We can all network and and reach, you know, reach out and reach within and upon each other. You know what I'm saying? So man, hey, this was greatly a treasure for you. You know what I mean? Joining our show today, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all too.
All right. Go ahead, AG. Let them know how they can reach us.
All right, family. Let me again say we thankful for having Worldwide Nate on the show. You know what I mean? I might go get some Cavada swim trunks. You know what I mean? I hope you got the big and tall sizes too now. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
All right, now. All right. You know what I mean? I need about a 40, 42 waist. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. But then, hey, Big Money No Problems Talk podcast show, y'all. You can reach us, find us on BMNP _ENT on Instagram, BMNP _podcasting on Twitter, Big Money No Problems Casting at gmail.com. If you want to shoot us out any questions, queries, interests, shout outs, whatever. You know what I mean? We also receive constructive criticism. Well, we're always trying to build our brand. You know what I mean? So reach out to us. We're on all major podcast platforms. You can find us on 92 KELZ, KELZ, as it relates to radio, One United Radio. Yeah, we out here. We ain't hard to find.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, man, once again, we appreciate everything because I'm reporting live from out here in the Middle East. So I definitely salute, you know what I'm saying, Worldwide Nate for definitely being on, man. And we appreciate everybody who continue to help push this platform that we got moving, man. And we ain't gonna stop, man. We'll keep bringing the right people and we'll keep pushing our culture forward. That's what it's about.
Yes, sir.
That's what we about. You know what I'm saying? So as we always like to say, man, salute to everybody. Peace.
Peace.